Attention! This man thought he was just handing out 5 coins, but he unknowingly signed his own death warrant. Little did he realize the filthy beggar standing before him was actually a bloodthirsty reaper straight from the depths of hell. The well-dressed, heavy-set man had just stepped onto Indian soil when a filthy beggar started following him in an unsettling manner. Annoyed, the man tossed a few coins at him as if feeding a stray dog. But to his shock, the beggar threw the coins back. The sharp clink of metal hitting the ground echoed in the air. At that moment, the 400-pound man froze. This beggar had clearly understood the insults he had muttered under his breath. Sometime later, inside an airport restroom, Jack, still in a stall, suddenly realized that the same beggar who had taken his coins earlier was still there, lurking like a shadow. Furious, Jack hastily folded up his newspaper and prepared to storm out and teach the little beggar a lesson. But before he could react, the beggar unleashed an inhuman burst of strength, easily slamming the 800-pound Jack to the floor. Then, in a bizarre and unnatural manner, the beggar dragged Jack out of the restroom. Cut to the next scene. Jack's flight landed at Washington, D.C. airport. Moving sluggishly, his expression blank, he was escorted to his hotel room by a bellboy. The bellboy, expecting a tip from Jack, who was usually quite generous, stood by after bringing in the luggage. But this time, Jack did something completely out of character. He turned his back to the bellboy, showing no intention of tipping. Disappointed, the bellboy had no choice but to accept his bad luck and quietly leave. Jack, now gasping for breath, collapsed onto the bed like a deflated balloon. Suddenly, blood began to inexplicably pour from his body, soaking the pristine white sheets in seconds. His eyes turned an unnatural, eerie shade of red. The next day, when police arrived at the scene, they found no signs of struggle, nor any evidence that Jack had been infected with a virus. The only strange clue? On the corner of the blood-stained sheets, they discovered a set of tiny fingerprints, child-sized, but no one knew where they had come from. Later, forensic pathologist Dana performed an autopsy and uncovered something even more bizarre. Jack's internal organs had been grotesquely stretched and ruptured, as if he had swallowed an entire elephant. If he had been smuggling drugs, there should have been traces left behind, but Dana found no such evidence. What puzzled her the most was Jack's time of death. Although he had died in his hotel room the night before, forensic analysis indicated that he had been dead for 24 to 36 hours. In other words, Jack had already been dead before he even boarded the plane in India. The next day, Agent Doug called the Indian consulate to inquire about any related cases, only to uncover a shocking revelation.